Hello and welcome back to some more Danganronpa 2 Goodbye Despair, where last time we finished up our island life section for the 4th chapter of the game, which was a bit of a mixed bag. On the one hand, it had the darkest motive Monokuma had to try to convince people to kill each other, but it was also stacked up against a completely wasted setting. It just we're just locked inside this funhouse, which is really lame because they had such a great potential with the concept of an amusement park as the setting, and then they just threw it out the window in favor of squishing us in this tiny building covered wall to wall with eye-blinding strawberries and grape textures. So, bit of a mixed bag, but either way, it concluded with Nekomaru being discovered dead in the tower. So, I guess. I mean, not that we were surprised. We kind of expected if anyone was going to die this chapter, it was going to be him. So we're not really surprised. But now, the deadly life is about to begin, and we're going to search around to see if we can figure out who killed Nekomaru.
Now then, after a certain amount of time has passed, the class trial will begin.
A violent shiver coursed through my body. Okay, so most noteworthy things. The strawberry room door is padlocked, so obviously they couldn't have gone out that way. There's a mallet nearby, but there's also, it also looks like he was tied up, because that looks like a rope on the ground, and one of the two pillars was broken for some reason. So that's interesting. First assumption, based purely on what we've seen in this room, is maybe, because, okay, that's the thing, is, like, the question is, how exactly would they, because Nekomaru was literally shown 2 episodes ago to be indestructible, like, literally nothing could kill him. He was in frontal view, he stepped in front of a rocket, and said rocket did not blow him up, so it would have taken a lot of force to shatter him. So I don't think, if a rocket could not penetrate his armor, I'm guessing a regular old mallet wouldn't do it either. So maybe, but then there's also the question of why the pillar would have been broken. Maybe someone was trying to swing at him with the mallet and then broke the pillar. But even that, I don't even know if the mallet would be able to break the pillar, because it didn't just, like, chip away at it, it tipped the whole goddamn thing over, so, I don't know. A violent shiver coursed through my body. My heart began to pound faster and faster, and I could feel the blood in my head pulsating intensely. My teeth were chattering with horror. What the hell is this? When I was finally able to speak, my voice sounded so small I could barely hear it myself. Yeah, so he was tied up, which is interesting. Why is this happening? It's so strange. He finally came back to us. This is a nightmare, please just let me wake up. He wasn't really with us for that long. And he was never really one of the best characters in the game. So, I don't know. I couldn't think of any other way to describe it.
Nekomaru, no, this is a lie, right? Based on the situation and the body discovery announcement, it's unfortunate, but there's no doubt that another killing has happened.
Killing. I can't deny that's truth, but why? As usual, that was the only one I could squeeze out. Also, remember, like, 30 seconds ago where you were barely able to stand up straight because you were starving to death? Yeah, well, I guess now you've been rejuvenated from all that. What happened? Akane, move! Move it! Akane pushed me aside and ran straight over to Nekomaru. Now, Akane, on the other hand, might be a little bit more heartbroken about this because he was her training partner, so yeah, this might be a little rough to handle for her.
Why? Why is Nekomaru? Why did he have to die again?
Better question, why is this the shot? Why is this the framing for this scene?
Damn it. I never paid you back. I never paid you back. For your help last time.
Damn it.
So cruel.
This is just too much. Why did Nekomaru have to die? Though his appearance is drastically altered, he still came back to us.
Oh.
Why? Why does this always happen? No matter how much you try to stop it, this is always the result. Is this something I can't stop?
Damn it.
Hey, Nekomaru got killed, right? That announcement means what I think it means, right?
Forgive
Hey,
you.
who did it? Who killed Nekomaru? Looks like someone's finally pumped up. You know who did it, right? Who killed Nekomaru? Don't get mad at me all of a sudden. In fact, I'm the one who should be mad. I went to a lot of trouble to bring Nekomaru back from the dead, and he already let the killer break in. How disappointingly foolish. Maybe he had a few screws loose. You know, 'cause he's a robot! Ah, funny joke. Are you talking about Nekomaru? Kane, calm down. Use those powers that your anger has awoken for the investigation. Monokuma, is there any way you can fix Nekomaru? I could have fixed him if his head was still attached, but since he's like this, it's impossible.
Why would that... he's still a robot, you can just reattach the... Okay.
Plus, the last time this happened, it was my fault, but this time the killer's one of you guys. I'm under no obligation to fix him for you.
Like, see, that I'll buy. That's all you really needed to say. All you had to say was, the first time it was my fault, but this time, someone actively chose to kill him. That's all part of the game. Now you gotta figure out who did it. Because otherwise, I gotta just bring everyone back to life. Whereas, like, you didn't need to... You probably shouldn't have tried to explain how you can't fix him, more than just that you won't fix him. That's more believable. You didn't need the first part of this explanation.
I guess it was a waste of time to ask him. It kinda was. A life that dies once will never return twice. That's reality for ya. So, even though it's getting a little boring, let's go on with the usual routine. The Monokuma file! Also, this is a gift from me to you.
Bread and milk.
For one of us?
I brought you guys a present since the killing went off without a hitch. Besides, if I don't feed you, you guys probably won't last long enough for a class trial. I'll definitely find out who killed Coach Nekomaru. And after I kill that guy, you're next. I'll definitely destroy you.
Maybe we don't. Let's not go too far down that route, Draconic. Let's just calm down for a second. Let's just, because let's not. Let's just solve the mystery and expose who we are. Let's not get any drastic ideas here, Akane. Even though it sucks, I'm gonna eat first. If I don't get some food in me, I can't unleash my full power. Okay. You're right, if we're gonna avenge Nekomaru, that name is still hilarious, we gotta regain as much energy as we can. I mean, Chiaki doesn't need food because she's in... That's the... Okay. It's hard to say, like... I say Chiaki's an AI, and it's been confirmed that she is an AI. But it's... What does that exactly mean in the context of this universe? Because if we're gonna get pedantic about it, they're all in a simulation right now. Which means they're all just code in a software, like they're just code in a computer simulation, just ones and zeros. So to say that one is an actual computer persona, like an artificial intelligence, as opposed to a digitalization of a real person's conscience, does that distinction even matter in a simulation? Or do we even want to go down this route of philosophy in this kind of... Let's not go down this route. Let's not go down this route, shall we? We're gonna go to places that we're not gonna be able to return from, because then we'll go on a whole... We're gonna go down a rabbit hole of being alive and all that, and the difference between robots and... let's just not. Let's just move right along. But I do, because like... The thing I'm most curious about is what are the consequences of this game. Because if it's all a simulation, then it shouldn't matter. Unless it's like the Matrix, and where dying in here means you die out there as well. I don't know what the consequences are going to be, because in theory they could all just wake up. For all we know, maybe Teru, Bikuya, Ibuki, Mikan, Mahiru, Peiko, and, what was the Hiyoko, that was the other one. She was so terrible I forgot her name. Maybe they're all alive out there, and they're just kind of like, look at these fools playing some silly Danganronpa game. Losers. And maybe that's just like you die and then you wake up, or maybe once you die here, you die out there. I don't know. I don't know the rules. I don't know the rules of simulation, so there's a lot of questions we gotta answer, or that the game's gonna answer for us and probably fail to do so. Yeah, you're right. I've been waiting to eat something for so long. Damn it, I never expected to feel this terrible when I finally ate again.
Hey, eat it slowly. It'd be bad if you got a stomachache.
We ate our food in silence. Slowly my blood began coursing through my veins. I started to slowly regain feeling in my numb body.
Isn't that
Looks like you got your energy back. And let's hurry up and start already.
Do it!
I'm gonna do it. The killer and you, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you, both of you with my bare hands.
However,
Regardless of whether we start or not, what has happened to the others? They appear to be extremely late. Ooh, pick me, pick me, pick me, I know. Maybe because they're trapped in Strawberry Tower. If we recall, they're all staying in Strawberry Tower, so they can't get here through the, okay, so now I have a new problem. So, I'm guessing the twist is going to be, alright, okay, calling it now. Okay, so obviously there has to be some other kind of secret route, but I'm guessing the secret route's going to be revealed, either revealed or directly connected to that little final death room over there on Strawberry Tower. Because what it's currently set up to look like is it's currently set up to look like it could only have been, like it could only be someone from the Grape House, which, knowing this game, means that the twist is going to be that's actually someone from Strawberry House, which means it can't be Chiaki, it can't be Sonia, it can't be Akane, or anybody over here. So it's going to end up being someone over there who did the Final Death game, has knowledge of a secret passage to get to this room from over there, and that's going to be the twist of this. I can almost guarantee it. You mean the guys in Strawberry House? Now that you mention it, no one's here. That's weird. They should have come to Grape Tower because we had Monokuma Tai-Chi. Jeez, how unacceptable. I never expected all of you to ditch Monokuma Tai-Chi. Honestly, it was way beyond my expectations.
What are you gonna do?
Well, since it happened anyway, I guess it is what it is.
Everyone ditched? Does everyone include us too?
Woohoo! Now do your best to investigate. I'll see you again at the class trial. I hear something. Huh? What do you hear?
Is it the sound of them banging on the door?
damn it.
Of course not. He's already dead.
Yo,
Oh well. Now's not the time to worry about that sound.
That sound? What are you talking about? I don't hear anything.
Did you get?
That's... Yeah, that's a great thing to do. Say, hey guys, do you hear something? And then everyone goes, what? No, I don't. What is it? Is it about something? What do you hear? And then they go, it's probably nothing. Let's get back to work. Like, no! Don't just drop a bombshell on us and then be like, it's probably nothing. Don't worry about it. It's like, okay.
What about Gundam and the others? Is it alright that we have not summoned them here? They're gonna come here soon anyway. Now's not the time to worry about them.
You're right. They should have heard the body discovery announcement already. Oh, by the way, I know what you're saying. You might have said, wait, but that doesn't make any sense because even if the door in Strawberry House is locked, they could have still come here through the elevator. And I will admit I kind of forgot that terminal existed when I was talking about that. However, I'm gonna take a guess because like when I was talking about how they're trying to make it seem like someone from Grape House could have done it because the door to Strawberry House is locked. I forgot the terminal even existed. However, now that I remember that exists, I'm going to predict that if we were to go over to the elevator right now and check to see if it works, I'm gonna guess it probably doesn't. Because there would be literally no reason to lock the Strawberry door when that door literally will not open if there's somebody in here. There's no reason to lock that door unless you're trying to make it look like no one except the Grape House people could have come over to this side. There's just no reason to do that. They'll probably come soon. Maybe.
Then we should start the investigation soon.
Yeah, you're right. I gotta do it. I have to do it. Investigate. First, I need to look at the Monokuma file. Okay. The victim is Nekomaru Nadai, aka Nekamaru, after his robotic transformation. His body was discovered in Grape Tower, which is inside the funhouse. His head is severely damaged and beyond repair, so that shall be considered the cause of death. Despite the fact that his arms and legs are dismembered, those limbs were actually designed to be detachable, and it seems they separated due to a severe impact. Aside from that, several other areas of this body are damaged. Because of this, many of his functions seem to have shut down. His arms and legs were detachable, and it looks like they separated due to a severe impact. Does that mean Nekomaru was repeatedly clubbed with some sort of weapon? I don't know why that would have had to happen, because once you sever the head, it's over. Like, the body, it's not like Sandy from Battle for Bikini Bottom, where even with her head off, she can still walk around. If you sever the head of this robot, it's over. It's done. The robot's already, Nekomaru's already dead. So there's no reason, there wouldn't be a need to just keep swinging the mallet. Because, like, this looks like something that would happen. Like, if I were to pick up Nekomaru and just chuck him off a cliff, this looks like that would be the result of that. Like a high long distance drop from a certain height. Seems like he would do that, but there's no... there's nowhere in this room that he could have been dropped from, which is what's confusing me here. Was there a reason they needed to club him over and over again? Monokuma File 4 has been added to the True Blood Selection Review Handbook. Okay. Well, I guess we have to talk to everybody here. Hello, Chiaki. We're going to start with you because you're the best character. Huh? What's this? Did you find something? Under Nekomaru's body. No, wait. There are small rock-like fragments underneath Nekomaru's body. You didn't need to correct yourself like that. And what do you mean rock-like fragments? Here, look. There are lots of these small fragments. It's like they fell under Nekomaru's body. But oddly enough, though these fragments are underneath Nekomaru's body, there are hardly any on top of his body at all. What's strange about that? Is there a problem that they're not on top of his body?
Yep.
If you don't know, it's okay. It probably means they're not that important.
Well, if you put it like that, now I can't help but think they're unimportant, or they're important. Is it gonna be... yeah, so I was gonna say, they're obviously from the pillar, because there's nothing else that could have possibly been. So if they're underneath him and not on top of him, that means the pillar didn't fall on top of him. Which, I mean... I didn't consider that a possibility, but I guess it could have been one. They could have knocked it over to break him, I guess, but I don't even know if that would have been strong enough to do it. And even if that was the case, then what would be the point of putting the mallet there? But obviously that didn't happen, because if it fell on top of him, then obviously the pillar would still be on top of him, and also there would be rocks on top of him, but there aren't any. Which means that the pillar fell before Nekomaru fell, which... the only way that would be possible is if... See, that's the thing. This is all set up to look like he was dropped from a distance, right? Because what would make this make sense is if he was... like, if there was a balcony on the roof, and he jumped off the balcony, landed on the pillar, causing the pillar to tip over, which then caused the pillar fragments to land on the ground, and then in the time that it took the pillar to tip over, obviously the fragments would have hit the ground before Nekomaru landed on top of them, and then it would make no sense for them to be on top of him. But this room is not tall enough. I mean, it's called a tower, but it's not... I mean, technically, I guess we can't look up, but even if it was high enough for the point where you could chuck someone off, I don't know, like, you couldn't get someone up that high. Like, it is tall. I mean, we can't see the ceiling, but it is tall. But I don't even know if that'd be enough to damage him, sure. Kill him, I don't know. I just have a lot of questions about this, which I'm sure will be answered at some point.
I see.
In this case, Monokuma File, there was no written time of death, right?
Didn't that happen when Ibuki... I mean, can we just check his clock? Like, surely all we have to do is just check his internal alarm clock, and then whatever time that stopped is the time of death.
Oh, did it?
But the reason the time of death wasn't mentioned when the two died was because the time of death was key to the mystery surrounding their murder. Could that be the case this time too?
By the way, I would like to confirm this just in case. Ultimately, is it safe to assume that a Grape Tower and Strawberry Tower are the same?
Yes, we established that a long time ago. Even when we experimented with Chiaki's handbook and left it in the Grape Tower, it still showed up in Strawberry Tower.
Which means?
The reason each tower's wall is different colors is because the floor lighting is changing the colors. The reason Usami's floor portrait is different in each tower is because it is merely a projection.
Yeah, that should be the case.
Then it is decided. The two towers are the same building, which means the scene of the crime is simultaneously Grape Tower and Strawberry Tower.
Grape Tower and Strawberry Tower are the same building. How does that pertain to Nekomaru's murder? Lovely chat. Finally, person who's most heartbroken about... Oh, wait, I didn't even see that. Oh! So that's absolutely what happened then. But how the hell... Okay, so I didn't even see that. It's because it's not the pink blood, it's blue blood because he's a robot now. I didn't even see that. There's blue blood on top of the pillar. So that's absolutely what happened, is he was somehow he just fell out of the sky and landed on the pillar, which tipped it over, and we know that because we can see a large chunk of blue blood on top of this pillar. How the hell? Okay, now you just confused me anymore. Like, now I'm... Oh, good lord. Did you find anything? Looks like you haven't found anything yet.
We need clues, right? I'll remember something, so just wait for it.
Looks like this is gonna be a little hard.
Oh, I remember. There is something I thought was weird. It happened early in the morning.
You're going back that far?
Come on, you noticed it too, right? You heard that rumbling sound?
Rumbling? What was that sound just now? Was it an earthquake? But I didn't feel the ground move. I guess I'm just thinking too much. I was sleeping pretty heavy, so I wouldn't think about how hungry I was, but that noise woke me up. I ran out of my room without thinking, and after I did that, then what happened? I didn't see anything, so it looked like the others didn't come out of their rooms either. I felt pretty dumb for being the only one who came out, so I went back to my room and fell back asleep. In the end, I never found out what that sound was, but it's been on my mind for a while. You know, now that you mention it, it does seem strange. Just what was that sound? You don't know either? Well, I should tell you in more detail. When I ran out of my room, I happened to glance at the lounge clock. It said it was around 5:30 a.m. Will you be able to find anything with that info? 5:30 a.m. I didn't think the rumbling noise happened that early in the morning. Yeah, that doesn't sound right at all. I'm not really sure if that noise pertains to the incident or not.
Why?
What the hell? I went the trouble of remembering that and you got nothing? Jeez, you're so damn useless. Akane, I understand you're mad right now and you're hurt because Nekomaru died, but lashing out at me isn't gonna fix that. She seems agitated. Well, it's understandable. Akane's account has been added to the Google section of your handbook. Okay, now I'm just absolutely, oh, good lord, because there's no ceiling that you could, because I'm lost. I'm at a complete loss for words right now, because, like, my thought process is like, okay, maybe there's a balcony or a higher landing or something up there that you could chuck Nekomaru off of. But there's nothing. It's just an empty abyss up on the ceiling. So how could he because obviously that's what happened, right? Somehow, he teleported up to the sky, fell down, crashed on the top of the pillar, which caused it to tip over, and then caused him to shatter to pieces. And then I guess the mallet was planted here just to make it look like that was the murder weapon when it obviously wasn't that. This is just a confusing mess is what this is, let me tell you. Alright, well, I guess I'll just stew on it some more for now. Let's check the main event, which would be the body itself. It's Nekomaru's body, it's cruelly broken. Looks like it's been so severely damaged that even his head was dented. That'd be the fatal wound, right? But Nekomaru's robot body should have been durable enough to withstand any assault. For Nekomaru to be this damaged can only mean whoever attacked Nekomaru didn't hold back. Now, it's probably not the best time to think this, but I guess Nekomaru was really transformed into a robot, huh? Like, I was getting used to the idea, but now that I think about it, robots are definitely unusual. Well, it doesn't matter if he was a robot or not. Either way, Nekomaru was still killed. It's definitely strange, isn't it? What is? If they wanted to kill him, they could have just destroyed his head. Why'd they destroy his entire body, too? Maybe they didn't know how to kill a robot, so they damaged him all over. But they went against Coach Nekomaru. He ain't, excuse me, the type to die easily. They obviously didn't fight him head on, but even then, he wouldn't leave himself open to attack. You're right. In fact, that's the biggest mystery. Nekomaru was even stronger after he became a robot. I can't think of anyone to be capable of killing him. Anyway, this alone isn't enough information. I should investigate a little more thoroughly. Well, see, the thing is, he does have the built-in sleep mode. That's why I want to check his internal body clock, which it's in his chest, I think. The cover on his chest is open, so they won't open much more because the cover's all messed up. If only Kazuchi was here, I might be able to open it. What the heck could he be doing right now? The one time I actually want Kazuichi to be anywhere near me is to open a stupid... I realized what I was about to say. The one time I want Kazuichi near me is so that he can get access to the chest. Okay, let's... I was not aware that I was gonna... That sentence was not... I wasn't thinking about that when I first started saying that sentence, but now here we are, okay. Well, I wanted to check his clock so that I could actually find out what time... the last time he was alive, because that should give us a pretty accurate time of death, but... evidently, we can't. Okay, well, guess we'll check the head. Huh? There's something protruding from behind Nekomaru's neck. Is this... the sleep mode switch? Yeah, that's just, cause that's what I was gonna say. Is like if you push the sleep mode button, it'd be pretty easy to overpower Nekomaru. But the problem is getting to it in the first place, because it's on the back of his neck, which is not an easy place to access unless you snuck up behind him. But even then, I don't know how easy you'd be able to do that. But still, it's hard to think the killer, because even if you could get behind him, you'd have to actually dig into the neck to get to the button and push it without him noticing, which I don't know about that. Even if Nekomaru was ambushed, it still wouldn't be easy. Yeah, that's... I don't know. Okay. Then of course we have all the blue... it's oil, apparently. I thought they were going for a Detroit Become Human kind of thing where it's blue blood. The fluid flowing out of Nekomaru's body, based on the smell, it smells like oil. It seems to be flowing heavy from Nekomaru's head, probably because that's where the fatal blow was dealt. This oil for Nekomaru, this might be similar to normal blood in humans, which means all this oil is just a pool of robot blood. Anyway, that's a whole lot of oil. It's not going to be easy to clean up. No, now's not the time to even worry about that. Okay, and last but certainly not least, we have the cord he's been tangled up in. There's a sturdy metal wire tied to Nekomaru's left leg. The same wire is tied to his arms. It's almost like he was bound up or something. Oh, really? What gave you that idea? But even if they bound him up, the killer still had to deal with a robotic Nekomaru first. Who did this and how are they able to bind Nekomaru? Probably I'll tell you what happened is they shut him off, they put him in sleep mode somehow, and then tied him up, and then somehow got him to the roof of this. Cause like I can see how this would happen, because he has an internal alarm clock, right? So all you'd have to do is set his internal alarm clock to a certain time. So like, assuming you can shut him off, assuming you can get to the button and shut him off, then you tie him up, and then assuming you can somehow get to the roof of this tower, you can tie him to the roof, and then at a certain time, his alarm clock will go off, which will either cause him to shake uncontrollably, and then that will cause the wire to snap from whatever it's suspended from, or he'll wake up and be like, what's going on here? And he'll try to break free, and then he'll fall to his death. I can see how that could happen. I just don't see... There's crucial steps missing from how that could function, being, how did you get to turn him off, and where did you tie him up, and how? Also, the tip of this wire looks like it had been tied in a loop, but what was the point of that? I would guess to suspend him from something, as I just suggested, but the problem is, what would you suspend him from? So, I don't quite know about that, but I should back off for now. I feel like we've checked everything in this room. What's left for us to examine? Oh, I guess we can check we can examine the mallet itself. An enormous hammer has been carelessly left on the floor. It's like it's suspicious because it stands so much, and also there's no blue blood, or I guess oil. There's no oil on it, so I don't know what they were thinking. I haven't even really considered the hammer at all, because it's just like, it's so obviously not a part of the crime that it's just like, it doesn't even look like it's a part of, it looks like it's been placed on top of the scene. There's no, like, it just looks like a JPEG they plopped over everything else. It doesn't look like it's meant to be a part of the scene.
How cruel.
Perhaps that hammer is the weapon that broke Nekomaru? I do believe a weapon of that size is capable of damaging Nekomaru.
This hammer is the weapon, but it looks like a little too clean. It's almost like it's new or something.
It is strange.
Also, where did the killer obtain his hammer?
Ooh, me, pick me. I think I know. I'm gonna guess that it's probably the weapon that they found in the final dead room.
Prior to now, I do not believe I have ever seen an object like this. Was it hidden somewhere?
Good point. There's no supermarket in here. I wonder where they obtained it from. New looking hammer adds to the tubular section of your handbook. Oh, one more thing I want to do before we do anything else is go to the report card, go to the Hope Fragment shop, and go buy new abilities, because good lord, we need everything we possibly have to withstand the bullshit that is Logic Dive. We don't need to go faster, because the game could barely manage our current speed when it comes to clipping through the floor. So, we need something increases turning power. I think I'm gonna go with this, because like, I don't even know how to fix it, but I'm guessing I'm just gonna try to be able to turn away from the edge as fast as possible, because I'm guessing it was some kind of weird collision section where it was like it was hitting the edge of the road and then deciding to fall through the entire floor, because that's not how you program hitboxes, but it is how these developers decided to do it. So I'm just gonna buy this in the hopes that I can stay away from the edge at all costs, because that was some grade A bullshit last time, and I don't feel like sitting through another awful Logic Dive section for longer than I have to. So we've bought that, we'll clip it next time, and yep. Now we can continue investigating. I think we've checked everything we can, so now let's go see if we can break open the door lock back here. What is this? The door at the far back has a chain wrapped around the doorknob. It looks like it's a sturdy metal chain. It's wrapped around the doorknob from every direction, but it even has a padlock on it. Why did he do something like this?
Perhaps this was used as an alternative to locking the door with a key?
If that's the case, you wouldn't be able to enter this tower from the Strawberry Hall side. I believe that's the idea. After all, the store should lead to Strawberry Hall.
You are right.
If they barred this side of the door with a chain, it would be impossible to open it from Strawberry Hall.
But still, why would they need to bar the door to Strawberry Hall? to make it look like it could have only been someone from the grape side, the grape door, the grape tower side of things. Anyway, so what is even left to examine? I guess we haven't checked the pillar yet. I looked at it, but we didn't actually examine it. The pillar next to the door tipped over and broken. Did this pillar break when it fell over? I would go with it broke when Nekomaru landed on it. Not just that, there's a strange liquid on the upper section of the pillar. This is Nekomaru's oil. This is the only pillar that's tipped over. The other one is still standing. Plus, behind me is the door to Grape Hall. The two pillars on each side of that door haven't changed either. They're not tipped over. It's strange that this pillar is the only one that's tipped over. It might mean something. I see, I got it. Got what?
Leave it to me.
This pillar's the weapon. The killer uses to beat up Coach Nekomaru. Yes, Akane. Someone who was not Nekomaru had the body strength to pick up an entire pillar and swing it around like a baseball bat. 200 IQ deductions with Akane, everybody. This huge pillar? If you got socked by something like this, even Coach Nekomaru wouldn't stand a chance. Yeah, that would require you to be able to lift it up in the first place, Akane. Yeah, well, that's impossible. It would be too heavy to wield as a weapon. Hajime, grab that end over there. Huh? We have to try it out, obviously. Come on, hurry up. Fine. Jeez, you're more forceful than usual. Can you blame her?
It's no use. It's barely budging.
I don't know why you thought that was gonna work.
Tell you? All right. If that's how it's gonna be, my body can take it. Power ×3.
No, seriously, just give it up already. You're gonna hurt yourself. You're gonna throw your back out if you keep trying to lift a pillar. It's no use. It won't even budge. Gee, who could have told you that? If two people can't even move this pillar, then it's impossible to use it as a bludgeoning weapon. Well, there's only one person who could have lifted something like this. Robo Coach Nekomaru. He's definitely the only one. As we deduced, yes. Okay. I guess for now I've checked out everything in this place that caught my attention. What is it? You seem lost in thought.
Well, the final dead room.
The final dead room? What the heck? Why are you bringing up that place all of a sudden?
Well, the hammer on that floor, the chain wrapped around the door at the far back, and the wire that tied him Nekomaru. All the evidence at this crime scene consists of things we've never seen inside this building, doesn't it? But as long as we can't leave, there's no doubt that they came from somewhere within this building.
So that's why you mentioned the final dead room. Monokuma said beyond that room there's an ultimate weapon in a place called the Octagon.
Yeah, so if we think of that place like an armory, then that's where the killer obtained their tools, right? If so, let us go confirm it.
No, that's dangerous. If you go in there, you'll have to play the life-threatening game.
Then I'll be the one who tries to confirm it,
Because she is an AI, and she knows she can't be harmed. Huh? What are you saying? You were the one who said that place was dangerous, right?
Man, it's noisy. I can't focus at all with all this noise.
Sorry.
Like that.
It's not you guys. It's a soundboard that's been ringing since before the investigation started. A ringing sound since before the investigation? That reminds me, you've been mentioning that sound for a while, haven't you?
Hey,
Akane, what kind of sound is it?
It's like this high-pitched alarm clock sound. Then could it literally be an alarm clock, you think? It's probably ringing from upstairs. Then could it literally be an alarm clock, you think? Like maybe to wake up in time for the Monokuma Tai Chi thing, but they can't shut it off for some reason.
Could it be? Maybe it's better if we go check out that sound first. Are you gonna go check it out?
Then you guys go. I'll stay here.
I shall wait here as well. Please be careful, you two.
Sonya's okay, but how come you're not going to Kane?
Well, that sound is annoying. I don't really feel like leaving.
hey.
Jimmy, is it okay? It's okay for just the two of us. Come on, Akane said she wants to stay here.
Huh? Oh, I get it. She doesn't want to leave Nekomaru's side. It took you Chiaki's words to figure that out. Really? You didn't... Hajime's smarter than Makoto, but not by much. I don't know if she's actually aware of that or not. Of course she's... Oh my god. Let's go, Hajime. Yeah, if you say so. Okay, well, let's head on out. I should get out of here for now. Is this where we find that the elevator doesn't work? I'm gonna go ahead and predict this is where we find that the elevator doesn't... Or, sorry, they call it an elevator. It's not an... Also, look at that. Look at this lighting. Look at this. This is blinding. This is literally blinding. Who made this? Why did you make this so hard on the eyes? Oh, good lord. Alright, this is either gonna destroy my theory or confirm it. I tried pressing the button next to the elevator door, but... Huh?
What happened?
Well, I've been pressing this button several times now, but nothing's happening. Looks like the elevator isn't moving.
You're right, there's no response when you press the button.
Hey.
Perhaps this is the reason the others can't make it to this side. Called it! I called it!
Do you think the elevator's out of order? That might be why they can't come here, even if they want to.
Well, for now, let's go find out where that sound is coming from. It sounds like it's coming from upstairs.
I do think this is strange, but you're right. We should check out where that sound is coming from first. Okay. Well, in that case, let's go turn ourselves around and head back up the stairs. Oh my god, the stupid pet again. Stupid pet again. I keep forgetting what's wrong with them this time. Nothing. Literally nothing. It's just this is the worst. I don't get why this is here. This is the most baffling gameplay addition in this entire game so far. This game has made a lot of improvements over the first game, but this is not one of them. I don't get what the hell did you just ground pound the floor? What the hell was that? I don't get what the point of this is. It kind of reminds me of one of the bonus Professor Layton minigames, and that's not a good thing. Anyway, oh wait, you can actually hear it. Oh, it's the phone ringing. Oh, I couldn't. Oh, I didn't even.
See?
Oh, it's so noisy. It looks like the phone is ringing. The phone is ringing. Dun 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 dun. Pick up the receiver and press the strawberry button, right? Okay, so I don't play this game with headphones because the PlayStation 5, I don't know why, but Sony cannot for the life of them figure out how to include a simple option to let you play the game audio through both a headset and the TV speakers. Because if I play this game with a headset, I can hear everything in crystal clear stereo sound. But you guys can't hear anything if I plug in a headset to the PS5 controller, because Sony is awful with this stuff. So the only way, because like if you play through the headset, then it doesn't play through the TV speakers, and there's no option to set it for both. So the only way that I can get the capture deck to pick up the audio is to play through the TV speakers. But obviously, if I play through the speakers, then I have to turn the audio on my TV down just to an inaudible level, so I can barely hear what's happening. Because if I make it too loud, then there's an echo with my microphone, so I can't do that. So I didn't even know there was actually a sound effect playing. I just assumed that if she was hearing an alarm clock, maybe she was hearing an alarm clock, because there's a clock right there. But apparently the phone was just ringing. So alright then. Oh, you finally answered. That voice, is that you, Fuyuhiku? Jeez, you know how long the phone was ringing? I was getting worried no one would pick up. What are you guys doing? Are you all still in Strawberry House? Even if we wanted to go over there, we can't. Looks like someone has broke down the damn elevator. It's not moving at all. We can't enter the tower from Strawberry Hall because the door button there is broken too. So basically, we're sitting ducks here. Not only is the elevator broken, but the Strawberry Hall door button is broken too. Hey, are you listening? Yeah, I'm listening. Anyway, everyone in Strawberry Hall is safe, right? We're safe, but we can't find Nekumar anywhere. Do you know anything? Didn't you hear the body discovery announcement earlier? Damn it, that's what it was. Why did it have to be Nekumar? He just came back to us. Where was he killed? Grape Tower. When I went there this morning, he was already... I see, Grape Tower. If the door to Strawberry Hall wasn't broken, we'd be able to enter the tower in. Holy shit, that's it! The killer broke the elevator and Strawberry Hall door, so they could split everyone up and prevent us from doing a proper investigation. I don't... Well, that wouldn't matter, because the smartest people in the game are on this side of the door, so that wouldn't do anything. The Chiaki is over here. Let's review who's on that side of the door, shall we? On that side of the door, we have you, strike 1, we have Gundam Tanaka, strike 2, and we have Nagito, which is an extra 3 million strikes. So, yeah, nice try, buddy. Oh, and also we have Kazuichi, so not exactly the brightest of the bunch over there. The smartest people in the game being Chiaki and Hajime. And I'm not saying that because he's the player's character as some sort of narcissistic thing. I'm strictly talking about Hajime, the character in the game, completely removed from the person playing it. Hajime has said a lot of stupid things, but he's still the person who actually figures things out. Unlike in the first game where people just held Makoto's hand the whole way through, Hajime is the one making a lot of the deductions in this game. So, I don't know what you thought you were accomplishing with that. If that was really the goal, you failed miserably, because the smartest people are on the side of the door that can actually access the crime scene, you idiots. Ugh. What about another way? Is there any way you guys can come to the side? I guess we just have to let Kazuichi handle it. He said he'd take care of the elevator. I guess he's our only hope right now. You're right, besides, if he doesn't stand out now, when the hell will he, right? Based on what Kazuichi said, it's gonna be hard for him to fix the strawberry hall door without parts. He said he might be able to do something about the broken elevator. We'll be waiting. Are you guys gonna be okay? Yeah, we'll head over there as soon as Kazuichi fixes the elevator. Until then, it's up to you.
Hey.
So the call came from Strawberry House? Apparently the others can't come over here because the elevator is broken. There's no doubt this is the killer's doing. They prevented the others from coming to the crime scene. As long as the elevator is out of commission, those guys won't be able to investigate. But that's not all. For some reason, even the door button in Strawberry Hall was broken too. Well, I mean, obviously that's to prevent them from getting to the crime scene. The door button in Strawberry Hall? And that door, is it blocked from both sides? There's a sturdy chain tied around it from the inside, and if the button is also working on the outside, then yeah, it seems to be the case. Why did the killer need to block both sides of the door? I'm not sure, but there's something strange about that. I would like to investigate that in more detail, but if they can't come over here, then we can't go over there. Which means for now it's impossible to check the final dead room. I'm not entirely comfortable with you going over there, but regardless, it's impossible now anyway. Apparently Kazuichi was repairing the elevator. All we can do for now is put our hope in him. That's a recipe for disaster. You're right. If Monokuma isn't going to wait, I doubt we have that much time before the class trial starts. I hope Kazuichi can fix it soon. If not...
Hey, bastard!
Oh, great. Now we're on the other side of things. Are you listening?
Damn right.
Who are we playing as now? Oh, no! Why do you hate me so much? Why do you hate me so much? First, it's bad enough that you stick me with this moron for 4 chapters at this point. Now you gotta make me play as him? Why do I have to play as him? Why would you do that to me? Why? I didn't deserve this. What did I do to deserve the maximum punishment of playing as Nagito? Why? I didn't. Okay.
Jeez.
Let the torture begin. Let's play as Nagito. Don't me. I figured you weren't even listening. Sorry, I was just thinking. You were probably thinking of something messed up, weren't you? But I haven't been listening to you. Nekomaru was killed, right? Then the body discovery announcement was referring to him. Out of everyone here, it just had to be Nekomaru. After what he went through to come back to us, damn it. It's tantamount to being killed twice. Truly, he was a man burdened by terrible misfortune, which is exactly the kind of thing an edgelord such as myself would revel in.
Hey.
Okay, so now that we know the situation over there, is it alright if I go ahead and fix the elevator? Is it alright if you wait a little bit before you do that? We should...
Did you call for me?
Get the Monokuma file, right?
Whoa, he's here!
It seems you guys have noticed that the incident has taken place, so this is for you. Red bean bread and milk. And there's a bonus item. The Monokuma file! Come on, satisfy your hunger with this, and do your very best on the investigation.
Why is the Monokuma file being treated like a bonus item? Whatever, man, let's just eat. Eating should come first right now. You're right. It's okay if you guys eat, but can you hear me out while you're at it?
What is it?
Well, I was thinking about what we should do and I wanted to discuss it.
So,
Discussing things with you? Well, that's good luck getting anybody to agree to that. Thanks to the killer, we can't even go to the crime scene. We have to wait until Kazuichi fixes the elevator. There's no doubt that the killer is responsible, but it seems as though they made a huge mistake. There's no way that symbols of our hope will give up because of this little setback. There's no way everyone will just cross their arms and wait for the class trial to start. We need to do everything we can on our end to prepare for the class trial, right?
Well, yeah. It seems that we too shall begin investigation on our end, though it remains unclear how much we can do. Is this acceptable? If I show my serious side, things will not end with mere child's play.
Ah, I'm so glad. I knew you guys were pumped up from the start. How beautiful. Even though you guys are suffering from despair, I can see you guys are... Oh, tell you what. I'll tell you what. Because I was thinking about it, and I know it has to be one of these 4 people. It either has to be Soda, Fuyuhiku, Tanaka, or Nagito. It'd be pretty cool if they do an Agatha Christie style twist where we're playing as Nagito because Nagito's the one who did this. I don't think the game's clever enough to do that. I don't think the game's clever enough to have you play as the killer. It's not that clever, trust me. But it'd be pretty cool if they did. So, knowing that they're not that clever, it's either Soda, Fuyuhiku, or Tanaka. So... okay, we'll figure it out later. Such beauty. There's no higher honor for me than to investigate this murder with you guys. So we need to be grateful toward Nekomaru for becoming the foundation We must be grateful for Nekomaru dying. I hate this character so much. Well, regardless, whose side should I be on for this case? The killer or the rest of you guys? I must make sure I face this case, Mr. Problem. What? How should I act today? Should I be this person or a completely other person? Let's flip a coin and find out. Since I change my mood every goddamn scene. Hey, you guys, why don't we try arranging the sequence of events in this case? You know, so we can properly understand the situation we're in.
Fine.
I have no objection. Proceed.
Now, let's look back at what happened this morning. We tried to use the elevator so we could participate in the Monokuma Tai Chi, right? Since we're all staying at Strawberry House, in order for us to get to the meeting spot at Grape Tower, we needed to use the elevator first and go to Grape Tower. That was before 7 AM since it was right before Monokuma Tai Chi. But once we realized the elevator was disabled, I seriously panicked. And since we couldn't do anything about it, we just tried to get inside the tower from Strawberry Hall. But when we actually got there, the button on this hall door was broken. Thanks to that, we couldn't enter this tower at all. So Fuyiko suggested that we use the phone and call Grape House.
And that was everything that happened this morning.
I must say, I'm surprised. I never expected that the elevator would be disabled. But then how was Nekomaru able to go to Grape Tower? Well, obviously even before the elevator was disabled. And when was that? Idiot. If we knew that, this wouldn't be difficult. No, we might know what time he went to Grape Tower.
Serious?
Huh? Seriously? It was around sunrise. That's when I saw him going down to the first floor.
What?
You mean you personally witnessed Nekomaru going to the Grape Tower?
When was the sunrise? Was it before that rumbling sound? Rumbling sound? What? You don't remember? Right after this clock, the clock in the lounge started ringing, we heard a rumbling noise. Did that clock even ring in the first place?
Hey.
You didn't notice that either? Seriously? That thing was super loud. That's weird. I feel like we're not quite on the same wavelength. Well, what is what it is. There's no way you guys will be ever in the same wavelength with these trash. I'm gonna ignore what you just said. Instead, I'm gonna reread that. I think. Okay. Okay. So after the clock in the lounge started ringing, so a clock did go off. We heard a rumbling noise. So it's after the clock started ringing when you heard a rumbling. So I'm guessing the rumbling noise you heard was Nekomaru falling from the void of the ceiling and crashing against the pillar. You would have heard him rumbling around, which means that the clock went off at the exact same time. Okay, I think I know. Okay, I'm getting a clearer idea of what's going on here. So the only reason that Nekomaru would have had to... So, first off, it's not a mystery as to how Nekomaru got it into the Grape Tower, right? Because all that would have had to happen was they would have had to break the elevator, which then forces Nekomaru to go through the regular door. And once he's in the Grape Tower, they somehow tie him up to the ceiling, and then lock the door on the way out, so that creates the one-sided locked room. That's not a mystery. The mystery is why was he going in the first place, and I'm guessing what happened is that... Now, I would really love to get a look at the chess clock that Nekomaru has. That would make this really easy to figure out, but I'm guessing that the reason why he was going there was to show up for Monokuma's Tai Chi at 7 AM. Because as we know, Nekomaru has a internal clock that runs completely independent of every other clock in this entire building. So I'm guessing that what happened is Monokuma set all the clocks in Strawberry's side of things to long before, like maybe an hour before 7 sorry, basically just set the clocks an hour back so that everyone would think it was before sunrise, and so that they wouldn't have, because like if you set it, if you turn the clocks back, then everyone thinks they have an extra hour to sleep, so that they won't, so no one on this side will get up in time to go to Monokuma Tai Chi, leaving Nekomaru, whose clock runs, independent of all those other clocks, as the sole person, or sole robot in this case, who actually shows up to do it. Then after they set Nekomaru up and suspend him from the ceiling or whatever, then they set his internal clock to a new alarm clock time, which will go off at some point, and then they sync Nekomaru's internal clock with the alarm clocks that they already set up ahead of time in the Strawberry Lounge, so that they'll both go off at the same time, so that they will hear, so that everyone here will wake up at the exact second they hear Nekomaru rumbling around, so that they'll try to go to the Strawberry Lounge and figure out what's going on. I'm guessing, that might be my weakest theory yet, because I have so little to actually base that on. I don't have... What would make this really easy is like if I could just get a look at the clocks to figure out what was the last time marked on Nekomaru's chest. That would make this so much easier to figure out, but I guarantee you it's something like that. Anyway, Looks like this is leading to an interesting development. Alright, moving on to the next person to talk to. Hey, you said that you witnessed Nekomaru at sunrise, right? Can you explain it to me in a little more detail? I was so hungry yesterday I couldn't sleep. I figured it was nearly morning, so I wanted to go check the clock in the lounge. Turns out it was totally off. It was still around 5 a.m. 2 hours, yup, okay. Still around 5 a.m. Woke up 2 hours in advance. But it was actually 7 a.m. And I guarantee you that if we compare the time on this clock to the time on Nekomaru's chess clock, it'll be a difference of 2 hours. Someone over here rewound all the clocks by 2 hours to keep them all here, so that they wouldn't go run to the lounge and that they could set up the thing over in the tower. And that's when it happened. That's heard the sound of the door closing off in the distance. When I stuck my head out from the lounge, I saw Nekomaru's back. He was about to go down to the first floor. I thought of running after him, but I didn't have the energy or willpower to do it. If I knew something like this would happen, I would have mustered the strength to follow him. And the reason why he woke up at the same time as, the reason he woke up at 5 a.m. is because the clocks are 2 hours off, but he thought everything was going perfectly fine, going to Monaco and Tai Chi on time. Why would Nekomaru want to so early in the morning? Because it wasn't early in the morning, and you can't tell that because your only way of discerning time is the clock, because you can't see the outside world, so you can't see the sun. I was wondering about that too. I mean, I already knew I wasn't going to get any sleep, so I just sat in the lounge, stared off into space for no real reason, and waited for him to come back. And that's when the clock in the lounge started ringing. Thanks to that loud alarm, I completely forgot about Nekomaru until just now. Then, from the time you saw Nekomaru until the alarm rang, you were at the lounge the whole time. But what were you doing during that time? By chance, were you thinking about everything that's happened so far and getting choked up? What? Huh? Was I right? Of course not, asshole. You're completely wrong. I'm sorry. You're absolutely right. I thought you were reminiscing about Peiko or something, but that can't be right. I thought you already know how pointless it is to cling to the memories of the dead. Good lord. And last but certainly not least, Gundam Tanaka.
You must have been in a deep slumber last night to not never see alarm and that rumbling noise. I see. You must have been possessed by a wandering succubus. For you to avoid being snatched away to the world of the dead. Yeah, I knew you had the devil's luck.
Well, my luck is my only good quality. Yes. Yes, it is. For once, Naruto and I see eye to eye on something. Okay. Well, I guess we're done talking to these idiots, so let's go. What? Wait, there's nothing left to... What do you want me to do? Check the clock? This is the clock everyone's been talking about, right? Never knew this clock had an alarm function. It almost set to 5:30 a.m. Yup, the alarm is set to 5:30 a.m., which is half an hour after Nekomaru would have been down in the tower room, which would give him plenty of time to set it up so they'd all wake up just in time for him to wake up alongside him. And I guarantee you, we check his chest clock, and it is set to go off at 7:30 a.m. And that is when the time will stop. I guarantee you, we check his chest clock, it'll be stopped around 7:30 a.m. Yep, I get it now. Thanks to everyone's detailed information, I'm slowly getting a grasp of the situation. If I put events in chronological order, Fuyuhiko witnessed Nekomaru at 5 a.m. That's the time Nekomaru apparently went down to the first floor. At 5:30 a.m., the alarm clock in the lounge started ringing. When that happened, you two woke up and left your rooms to go to the lounge where Fuyuhiko was. Right after that, you heard a strange rumbling sound that didn't quite make sense.
Let's make history.
Now that I think about it, something might have happened to Nekomaru during that noise.
If so, that must have been Nekomaru's final scream before he breathed his last. Hold on, if Nekomaru died when we heard the sound, doesn't that mean we have an alibi? Alibi?
I mean...
When you heard that rumbling noise, we were at the lounge, you know? If that's when the killer murdered Nekomaru, then we have a solid alibi. No, because the alarm went off 30 minutes after he already went down to the room, at which one he was already suspended wherever he was suspended. So, not really. Can't argue with that. Might be too soon to declare that just yet. We can't be certain unless we first clear up the mystery surrounding that rumbling noise. Rumbling noise, huh? Did something heavy fall over or something? I think I have most of this figured out. It's the two things I'm stuck on is how did the killer shut off, because obviously the only way you could have done this is if you put him in sleep mode. So how did you pull that off? How did you hit the button? And where did you suspend, like, how did you suspend Nekomaru?
Hey.
Haven't we talked enough? I really think I should repair the elevators soon. Oh my, you're still here? Once the elevator's fixed, I'm not gonna let you get anywhere near it. Let's look at what you ran downstairs complaining for some reason. So what should we do now? There's something I wanted you to do. After the elevator is fixed, there's something I wanted you to investigate. What is it? The clocks on the first floor lounges of both Grape House and the Strawberry House. Right after that, you heard a strange rumbling noise that didn't quite make sense. Huh? Why? I'll tell you later.
Bastard.
Why are you asking me? You can investigate that yourself. I would investigate it myself, but by the time the elevator is fixed, there's a chance I might not be with you all anymore. Huh? Anyway, I'm counting on you. What? Why do you keep talking? Now then, here comes the main event. There's only one thing I can do for them. I can go to that place for everyone's sake. I can't let them face that danger. I must be the Oh, you're gonna be the one to tackle the room? Okay. Also, I find it interesting that Tanaka is the only one out of the bunch that... That's interesting. So, Nagito has been shown to have a magical ability to just know everything. Because, of course, he does. So, my question is, do you find it a tad strange that of everybody in this room, the only person who did not receive a job, himself included, is Gundam Tanaka? Oh! Wait! Oh! Oh! That's actually... Oh my... That is actually really freaking clever. That is really freaking clever, and apparently I can't access anything while I'm playing as Nagito, which is interesting. Okay. Very, very clever game. That's really smart. So, by the way, I'm probably gonna end the episode here because we've been going for about an hour at this point, and it doesn't seem like we're showing any signs of approaching an end point for this investigation anytime soon. So we'll end things here for now. Now, I could be a total jerk and end off the video before I tell you what I just figured out, but I'm nicer than that. I'll tell you what I figured out, and then we'll pick up next episode with going to the final dead room. So there's only 2 mysteries that we've yet to solve in this case, as far as I'm aware. How did the killer press the button on the back of Nekomaru's neck, and how did they suspend Nekomaru from the ceiling? The latter still remains a mystery, but I think I just figured out the first one. If we assume Nagito has already somehow deduced the truth based on all that information, and with that information, the one person who he did not give a job to was Gundam Tanaka, that makes me think that Gundam Tanaka might be the killer. So then I started thinking about if there's any resources he has available to him that nobody else does that might allow him to help him set things up in a way that other people couldn't. For instance, touching a button on the back of Nekomaru's neck would be pretty hard for a regular person. But for a smaller creature, who's more agile, and who likely would not be detected crawling along a robot, would have a much easier time hitting a small button, such as Gundam Tanaka's hamsters, or as he likes to call them, his 4 dark divas of destruction. And with that little bombshell, I'm gonna leave this video here. So that'll be it for now. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for next time to catch you all tomorrow for some more Danganronpa 2 Goodbye Despair. Goodbye!